Well, welcome and thank you for coming out on this rainy Saturday morning. Appreciate everybody attending. I'm sure you know most of us, but we're going to go through introductions anyway. My name is Joe Wilkie. I'm going to be the Scoutmaster for the boys troop, heading back for Jamboree.
And I'm Robert Augustine. I'll be the second Assistant Scoutmaster for the girls troop.
And I'm Ellie Ortiz, and I will be the first Assistant Scoutmaster for the girls troop.
And
So Luis, oh sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. I'm David Potter, and I'm making sure they do the right thing.
and there are three that are not here. The Scoutmaster for the girls troop is Hovik Shahonian. He is not here this morning. The first Assistant Scoutmaster for the girls troop, for the boys troop, is Luis Ortiz, and the second Assistant Scoutmaster for the boys troop is Craig Harris. Yeah, so I don't know why we have to differentiate what we do. Anyway, so again, that's who the adult leaders will be going back for the trek. We are still looking for the third Assistant Scoutmaster for both troops, which will be a young-aged adult between the ages of 18 and 21. So if you know of anyone in that category that wants to attend, please have them turn in an application so we can start that process.
If I shave, I can pass.
Go for John. All right. So basically, the Jamboree, for those of you who aren't familiar with the Jamboree experience, is it's an opportunity for scouts across the country and a few international troops to come together and spend 10 days at a great scouting experience, Bechtel Summit Reserve, which is now the official scout camp for high adventures for jamborees and larger gatherings. We'll have the opportunity there to gather, socialize, swap patches, earn merit badges, do high adventure activities. A whole bunch of different really unique experiences will take place during this 10 days. And then for those who wish to choose to do so, we're going to add on a 7-day excursion through Washington, D.C., Baltimore, ending up in Philadelphia before we fly home. So that's kind of the high-level overview.
So, of those two options, one will be just the Jamboree, the other is going to be the extra trip. Dates for Jamboree are July 21st through the 30th of 2021, and then the 7-day trip is going to add on to the back of that. And in terms of cost, we're really working hard this year to keep the cost reasonable for both segments of the potential trip. The Jamboree itself will be a $2,500 expected cost, and with the tour, it'll be $3,800 total expected cost. So we've selected a tour company. We're working the detailed itinerary out with them, so that may fluctuate slightly, but we're talking, a couple $100, maybe not anything larger than that.
Yep.
Okay, so because we are forming 2 new troops, that means that the troops need to have their committee. So we will be forming a full working committee chair, secretary, treasurer, the whole kit and caboodle, and that will be made up of the parents of the scouts that are on this trek. One of the most important parts for that parent committee will be to help with setting up and organizing the fundraising activities so that we can hopefully bring the cost down for as many families as possible to make it a truly attainable trip. And I know that with 4 kids and 2 adults going, our teams will be participating quite fully in all fundraising opportunities. So because it is a new troop, so we will have monthly troop meetings. We are, I know we're all a little afraid of another meeting, but we do have this scheduled for all of the troop meetings in the council, and we're trying, I think the first Thursday of the month is the day that we're very gently landed on, because it impacts the fewest number of troops in the council. Not a whole lot happens on Thursday night, so that should work out well for most people. We'll have 4 troop campouts planned, so that they have a chance to bond, to get to know each other, because we are coming together from all the different troops across the council. And it is the fun added pleasure of 2 separate troops who will still be working together. is we do have the boys troop and the girls troop, which they'll be side by side, essentially. The campouts will give them a chance to work on their scout skills on figuring out how their process is going to work for setting up, breaking down camp, working together, cooking, and all that fun stuff. When you work with your troop has a way of doing things and you're used to it. As soon as you bring in different troops, everybody has a different way of doing things. So this will be their chance to work together to figure out those kinks before we get to a solid 10-day excursion where we're really far from home and now we've really got to work together and cooperate. Okay, so parents will be quite heavily involved, but we're all scout parents, so let's be honest, we're all heavily involved already. So, but it'll be, maybe it's the sewing on patches for uniforms, it's the distribution of information and of supplies for the kids, just coordinating all of that. So we'll have an SPL and ASPLs for the troop.
Yes. So what'll happen is during those troop meetings and the campouts, the scouts will get to know each other, and we'll be able to then start choosing and electing their leaders. So there will be a senior patrol leader, an assistant senior patrol leader, a quartermaster, and a scribe for each of the units, as well as 4 patrol leaders. And then we'll break the scouts up into 4 individual patrols. Obviously, the 4 older scouts, the 4 that are elected for the leadership position through the leadership group, and then we'll have 4 patrols underneath that. And we're planning on sending back 2 full troops, 36 boys and 36 girls. So that's our intention right now, to fill out all. So again, that's what we're looking at doing from here.
Are you doing 2 committees? One for each troop, or just one committee for
Well,
both?
it's gonna be 2.
Okay.
Yeah, you do 2, because you have 2 troops, and we have to keep that.
We can't do it combined, like.
You can sit together and work together, but you still have to have,
Since linked troops are able to, even though linked troops are able to share a committee within BSA, that wouldn't be available for Jamboree?
not correct.
No, okay. Okay.
Just because of the change in scouting right now, there's a lot of change in national policies, and we're still trying to figure it out. Also, this Jamboree is the first time that we are going to send 2 troops in a long time and do a separate, if you just want to go to Jamboree only, or you want to go on a trip and Jamboree. So that's totally up to the families. And it doesn't matter if you're in a girls or the boys troop. At the end, if you want to take the trip, we're going to work it out so whoever wants to do the extra trip can do it. We'll kind of combine at that point as one group. So,
Yeah, but when we're actually camping, we'll be separate. We probably won't be next to each other. So,
yeah.
which is okay, because this gives everybody an opportunity then to explore camp and mingle with all of the other thousands of scouts that are back there. One of the neat opportunities is for the scouts to actually get to go and do this is the fact that there will be thousands of other scouts that from different parts of the country, from around the world, an opportunity to meet with them, do patch training. There'll be some unique opportunities that only happen at Jamboree. I know last Jamboree they did a special Nova Awards that you can earn there. There are certain criteria to go and visit certain areas and see. They will have a lot of different places will have their own unique patch for different events that you'll go and do. I think each of the different areas has a patch that you can collect or trade or purchase. So again, there's opportunities for scouts to be able to do a whole bunch of that. And then every night they do a large stadium show while the scouts gather out in a large field for productions and shows. They usually have the president will attend. I know that every year except for one, their city president has attended Jamboree and given a speech. It's a unique opportunity for scouts to be able to do that. And the shows and the presentations and the bands that play are really quite a unique experience. I know when I was a youth, I went in '85. Joe, you were there with me. We didn't know that at the time. He was in Pennsylvania, I was in California, but still. But it was a unique opportunity for us because we were able to see the Oak Ridge Boys and the Beach Boys, because one started, the other closed, so it was kind of fun. And then Nancy Reagan was our guest speaker. We were supposed to hear from Ronald, but he was in the hospital recovering from his cancer surgery. So Nancy came and gave us her dare speech. So, but it was, like I said, it was a lot of fun. It was a unique experience. It's a great opportunity for Scouts. So I'm kind of curious to see what it's going to be like as an adult going back, how it's different from when I was a youth. I'm sure there'll be some differences.
It's a lot different.
I'm sure there is. Yeah.
Haven't done both myself.
Yes, you've done both.
Yeah, I went to the 73 Jamboree. Actually, I was on staff and I was a reporter for the Jamboree Journal. There's a daily newspaper that's printed for the kids. It's about a 6 to 8 page journal, and that lists everything that's happening that day. And then they do interviews with kids from different places and stuff. And then I went to the 2010, yeah, the 100th anniversary Jamboree, which was really great. But it is a lot different for adults, let me tell you. It's, once you get over the responsibility of having all those kids, it's fun. There's time, but it's a great experience. It's probably the highlight of a lot of Scouts' careers, and then doing the trip is another great opportunity since we're so far from that stuff. Being on the West Coast, it's a great opportunity for them to see stuff. And I think this time we're putting together a tour that's much different than what we've been doing, to keep the costs down, but also to try to go to some things. We know there's a lot of school trips that go there, and so we don't want to repeat exactly what they did, 2 years ago in school or stuff like that. So it's a little bit different, and it's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
All right, did we miss anything? I think we covered it all. Do you have any other questions, concerns? Karen?
So I have two boys who went to the last two Jamborees. We had to register on the Jamboree national site. So I registered with the council and paid my deposit. Is there going to be like a national site I have to register for, or is it all going to happen through the council?
As far as we know currently, we're waiting on them to put a site up to actually register. And once we get that information, we'll pass it on to people who've already registered with us.
Okay.
Okay, good. So you got started with the details. If you want to participate, the way to get started is to go to the register.vhcbsa.org website, and yes, it's listed on the flyer. Okay.
It's linked from the page that's on there. vhcbsa.org/2021 Jamboree links to the registration page.
Because that'll take you to Tentaroo, right?
Hmm.
Enter in your login information that you already have for Tentaroo. And yes, at the time that you register, the process will ask you to make a deposit of $500 to hold your Scout spot. And then from there, our plan is to do a monthly payment system. So starting with April, we've got 15 months, April of 2020 through June of 2021, right? And we're looking at exactly what the right dollar number is, but it's going to be in the neighborhood of $200 a month, something that should be manageable for families to accomplish making the payment for the entire trip, whichever they choose, whether the tour or just the Jamboree visit. So that's how we've got that set up at the moment.
So what would be nice is you can just go on there and just make monthly payments, or, if Scouts' birthdays coming up and ask Grandma and Grandpa for money. Hey. Instead of
They
buying
can
the,
put it directly into their,
instead of buying the toy, he'll play with it for 3 weeks and okay, I'm done. Just put some money into there. And again, like you said, we're gonna do lots of fundraising as well.
Additional expenses, is it just equipment? You
Well,
have to get separate uniforms?
Actually, equipment, no, because what we're gonna do, yes, it will require 3 uniforms that are your responsibility to buy the shirt and the patches, but they will be given neckerchiefs, I think 1 set or 3 sets of patches
3 sets of
of the shirt patches.
Yes.
But if you want to buy more for trading, that'll be on an individual parent or Scout family to do that. They will be receiving a unique backpack and a unique duffel bag. So that way all of the troop stuff goes back together, all looks the same, so that way they can't find their own.
Right.
So we're actually gonna put their names on their duffel bags and backpacks.
Because
so they can
everybody going Jamboree gets the same one.
So that's included as part of the cost, as well as activity uniforms. They'll get several activity T-shirts, so that they'll have all that similar look when we go back there. And that's kind of fun also when you're sitting there at the big stadium shows looking out, you can see all the different colored patches of where all the different scouts are, and you start recognizing, oh, I remember those guys, I recognize that shirt, you can start to see them in the crowd, that kind of thing. So, we'll be all wearing those.
So your only additional cost is uniforming, and then the activities that happen before the Jamboree. When we do a camp out, there'll be some kind of cost and things like that. But everything else is covered in the fees that we're charging.
And
All
then-
transportation, all meals are included. The only thing you need to do is figure out the spending money for them. But,
Yeah, for snacks and for souvenirs that they might want to purchase along the trail.
So I remember last time, it was probably getting ahead of myself.
That's right.
But the patches, they didn't want parents to sew the patches on because they wanted them all to be the same placement and the same look, you know. So they had a seamstress do all the patches. for
Right.
all the uniforms. And I think that was like $3 a patch or whatever it was an extra cost.
right, goes with the uniforming cost.
So we're gonna look at that, we might, instead of having a seamstress do it, we might get 3 or 4 people that know how to sew and get them together in one place and have 3 or 4 of them do that together as opposed to paying a seamstress. So we're looking at options, because I know that would be expensive, especially when we're talking 15 patches on a uniform at $3 a pop for 3 uniforms, that's all of a sudden, it's another $90 to $100 just for that.
Maybe it wasn't that much, I'm just saying it wasn't always.
Right, no, it was,
Well,
yeah.
no, but it's a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit on the other
Right.
ones, and it does start to add up. And I think 3 uniforms times 6.
And as you know, the 3,800 versus the 5,000 that it was last time, we realized that was, so we've gone to a different tour company. We actually, we looked at 2 or 3 different tour companies before we picked one to keep the costs down.
Oh, here comes Mr. Harris. Oh, Mr. Harris.
Am I late? Sorry, what did I miss?
We did mention you were gonna cover the cost for everybody.
Oh, thank you for a couple things. Yeah, as soon as my lottery winnings come in.
Yeah.
Jenny was sewing patches on for
Oh, yeah. Excited.
Stablers work well.
Goes-
Other questions? Yeah.
Yeah, so you're coming from me, I think, because you've already gone through this twice. Your 3rd one. So Jake is old enough to go back as the adult.
Would it be the same cost as the?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he'll pay for it because he's an adult, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think this is college, but that's it.
So the dates are, so it's the 21st to the 30th, and then.
Then 7 days
after
after,
after
And
you'll
it's,
do that.
I believe, we were saying that we would actually leave,
We're gonna leave
late
the,
on the 20th.
yeah, we'll do a red eye most likely out
Yeah.
because it's less expensive.
Yeah.
And then we'll fly in, land, we'll be flying into Charlotte, North Carolina, and then we'll be, taking a short 4.5-hour bus ride.
It'll be fun.
Well, we figure what will
That's all it
happen
took
is.
me to get to the Jamboree. Just 4.5 hours. Is that a deal?
You grew up close by there. So what we'll do is we'll do a most likely they're gonna sleep on the car, the flight, then they'll sleep on the bus ride. They will. Then they'll sleep on the bus ride because they'll be wiped out.
Red eyes and.
So anyway, that's what the current plan is. Then we'll arrive at Bechtel Summit. When we arrive, we'll be given our campsite after our check-in process, and it'll be, all right, here's all your tents, here's everything, and then we have to set them up in Jamboree style, which is in the nice straight lines. So they'll figure all that out. Oh,
So
Jack
Jack
is
wanted to talk about his Jamboree.
Jack, do you mind if I get you to stand right behind where our adult leaders are, so you're on camera?
You're gonna be videotaped, added in.
So, from my experience, it was really fun. So, at first we flew out to, I believe, Washington DC. Was it? Oh. I don't know, but first we toured the East Coast, we went to Washington DC, Philadelphia, New York, a ton of places. We saw the Smithsonian, Air and Space Museum, the other Air and Space Museum. We saw the Statue of Liberty. We saw like a ton of stuff, and it was really fun just going around with like these people that I knew because of all the development meetings and stuff. So, and then eventually we, after the tour, we went to Jamboree, and that was really fun. They had a ton of stuff to do. They had like an entire section of like, I think like STEM or something, so they had like robotics, chemistry, stuff like that there. Then they had like different sections where they had like zip lining. They had like a giant theater, which we saw like a bunch of shows. There was like there was the first show which welcomed us. There was another show that, I can't remember. Then they had the last one with like a really big fireworks show, and they had like a band play. They also had like guest stars and stuff. It was a really fun experience. We got to hang out with my friends. It was really fun.
Now, Jack, you did the zip line, right?
Yeah.
All right. So along with the zip line, there's also a shotgun. Did you go shotgun shooting with your dad? So there were from Mr. Harris worked last time. But there's different high adventure areas back there as well. So they got the archery, shotgun, rifle, black powder that the scouts can be able to shoot. They've got rock climbing, zip lines. There's actually 2 zip lines. There's the more shorter one that everybody can ride, and then there's the big zip, which is over a mile long, that comes all the way across camp. Of course, you're going to walk to the top of the hill, but then you zip all the way across the water and right up on the side of camp. We get a limited number of those, so we have to hand those out kind of on a draw system that the scouts will be able to get those. There's also a BMX course as well as mountain biking. They have skateboarding, that's where most injuries occur. Go figure.
You see why in the video.
Yeah.
Actually, I missed one of the zipline things, the canopy tour, which was a collection of a ton of different zip lines. So like, you go on one zip line to like a thing high up in the trees, and then you just keep doing that, and then at the end you get to come down like a rope.
So do they provide like all the,
Everything.
okay, so
All the
like for
equipment.
example, the
You don't-
mountain biking, the
you don't-
helmets, the pads, you don't need to travel and
That's
bring
correct.
your
No,
own.
don't bring any
You
of your
gotta
own
rotate.
things. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
There is an additional fee to do the whitewater rafting.
Yeah,
That's the only thing that's extra.
and that's because that's off property.
It's through another
So
corporation.
what they'll do, if they're doing that, it'll be the transportation, basically it's a transportation cost to get to and from the location, and then they'll spend the day out on a series of whitewater rafting adventures and go down the river. Then they'll be fine. So those are the different adventures and places. Like I said, there's giant swimming areas. There's did you guys do the obstacle course in the water?
Oh yeah.
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 There's also
Like an iceberg to climb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
iceberg and things to climb over and swim to here, to run across a floating pad. I mean,
Yeah, and the rules you have to get over.
so.
There's also scuba diving, so that was really cool.
You did that, Jack?
So there's like this, like this STEM area. There's like this big like pool thing. It's like the water's like high enough so that you can like stand in it, but you can also like swim around in it. So it's fun. It's also sort of weird, like getting used to like breathing underwater.
Did you skateboard? No.
Yeah.
I did a little bit.
A little bit. BMX? Mountain biking?
Yeah, I did some mountain biking.
Climbing? Did you go to the climbing pool?
I've been in.
Did you earn any merit badges?
He just played.
You did mining and
No, I.
did you get that one?
I did.
You did that.
Study. I also am. This goes to like inspiration or something. There's like a new one, and it was like created like a year before the Jamboree, and I have one thing left to do for it, and I haven't found it yet.
Well, exploration.
So there's also a service project, isn't there?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a day that they do a service project, yeah.
Well, you guys were scheduled on the day of the presidential visit, so
you didn't do your service project, right? So some groups didn't, but they do bus them off-site for that. They work in the communities around the Summit Bechtel, so they're helping out the communities there. So some of it's physical, some of it's, moving, so, working through smaller groups.
So, you have fun?
Yeah.
You wanna do that?
And it's not unusual that they don't earn merit badges. They're available, like in the troop that I took in 2010, I had one kid who was totally into merit badges, who got like 8 or 9. I think maybe 1 or 2 other kids got 1 or 2. There's so much to do, and a lot more exciting than earning a merit badge sometimes, because you can do that here. But zip lining through the trees and stuff, you can't do everywhere. So, don't be disappointed if they go and don't come back with merit badges.
So is it just, is it like, do you schedule yourself for these activities, or is it just kind of like open time?
It's pretty much
and-
open.
Okay.
The only thing that's scheduled is breakfast and dinner,
Uh-huh.
and the rest of the day in between is pretty much whatever the scouts want
I
to
thought the
do.
zip lining was scheduled the end time.
On the big zip it was.
Yeah.
On the big zip, we get a scheduled time and only so many scouts, they obviously can't accommodate everybody. So the last time you guys got what, 20?
For the big zip,
Yeah,
we got 3 tokens per troop, I
okay.
But then people negotiate later.
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
I'll give you 10 patches for your, it's amazing how people learn bargaining at the Jamboree.
Yeah, so again, for that's something that was scheduled, but all the other activities, it's pretty much open. And what'll happen is the group of scouts will get together that evening and get, hey, what are we doing tomorrow? And then they'll plan out their own activities and their own events, and then they'll head off. And what's nice is you guys make your lunch in camp before you head out, so you carry it with them. So that way they carry their lunch, they don't have to return back to camp for lunch, it's all back lunch. They just head off and go have their adventure for the day, and they just have to be back in time to prepare dinner, and then after dinner is one of whatever evening shows are. So it really is a unique opportunity that way. Then obviously, once we're on the tour at the end of it, then it'll be a lot more scheduled, because we'll need to be at certain places, certain times. And there's a lot of counting, right? On the tour, a lot of counting. 1, 2, 3, head counts, a lot of head counts.
Yes, the adult leaders do a lot of
We do
counting.
a lot of counting.
We just have to really get to 36.
Yeah, that's it.
Do it twice.
Good thing only that.
Yeah, it's,
But otherwise, yeah.
So on the 7 day, on the touring part, do you come, where are you sleeping, or do you come back, he's like day
No,
trips, like,
we'll be in hotels.
hotels,
Yeah, so
okay.
what'll happen is once we leave, check out from Summit, we will then head into Washington DC. Those folks that are returning at that point will then fly home from Washington. The others then will check into local hotels, and what's nice is that there is a guard on the floor, so we'll be on a single floor with all of the scouts and adults, and there'll be 4 scouts to a room. And then there will be a guard posted there overnight that will monitor to make sure nobody's coming in and out of the floor, so that way we can sleep.
so the adult leaders can get some.
We
And
can
then,
get some
the guards will give a report in the morning. And I'd like to say that I never got a bad report on my group. Which a lot of scoutmasters I found out at breakfast weren't as lucky as me. But,
Yeah, Scott's trying to sneak out in the night, so. But yeah, so that's one of the nice things about, I'll be in a hotel, then in the morning, we'll go downstairs, get on the bus, and then go do our local tours, whatever it is, and then head back and return in the evening. And each day will be different, we've seen different things, different sites as we go through them. And some of that itinerary is still flexible, and in the first couple of meetings, we'll have laid out different ideas of what we want to do, and then the youth can actually help choose and say, yeah, we really want to see this, or why are we going here? So, or I heard this is a new place, let's add that to the trip. So there is some flexibility in that as of right now.
and the adult leaders on the trip, actually on the tour, if they want to make a change, can actually make a change. So if for some reason, bad weather, something, if we really shouldn't go there, they can ask to try something else. So it's very flexible, the tour.
Or we find out that there's this really cool exhibit that's a pop-up exhibit that just showed up, we can deviate and go there. So there's some of that flexibility as well.
And that's
Last time, a lot of the scouts wanted to go to like a baseball game, the Washington Nationals game. You know, the adult leaders were resisting it, because like it's 4 hours, and you can do something else, you know. Go to a baseball game here.
Not right now.
Yeah. Hopefully by next summer.
Yeah.
in Philly.
on my list, but I don't know if it's on their scout list. So. It's a historic railroad back in Strasburg.
Okay.
The big rail yard. All the way there. So anyway,
I see the grin. Write it down.
There's tons of great railroad trips in that
there
area
really are.
that I've done.
Railroad America. All right. So, anything else you want to share from your experience at the Jamboree?
How was the food?
Good. Yeah.
So what, you cooked in your camp, right?
Yeah.
Would you make your lunch while you cook breakfast?
Yeah, like right before we headed out, maybe after breakfast.
And then you wouldn't come back until dinner, right?
Yeah.
And you cooked it as a troop together?
We were in our patrols.
For your patrols, cooking for dinner and breakfast.
Yeah.
It's just like scout camp. And how did you shop?
I never did that, but like you would get a certain amount of points
Oh,
every day.
I remember I did that. So there's this really big like tent, and they had a like ton of stuff. They like sort of like Costco, like.
Yeah, not
So it was on, like,
Yeah, no joke.
it's on like a pallet instead of like the big shelves. So you go in there and they just have like pallets just stacked like full of stuff. And you just grab like whatever you want it, and then you check out like using places. And I didn't grab stuff.
Were these like souvenir shirts and?
No, this was food.
Oh, this was food itself.
Yeah, this is grocery shopping.
Got it.
And so like the chicken was a certain number of points. You had a certain number of points to spend each day
Yeah.
for the troop, or was it by patrol or for the troop?
Yeah, I think it was by patrol.
So then they would go and collect the food and take it by wagon back to their campsite and cook.
Yeah, and the points
That's
would
how they
carry
got
over, so
supplied.
if you didn't spend all of one day.
And then what did you have for lunch? Was it like meals ready to eat and fig bars and
Yeah.
like
and
packaged food that you could
to
take
make your
with
own
you?
sandwiches or whatever.
So once you left your camp in the morning, you didn't come back until dinner?
And there's places to buy snacks, yeah?
Yeah, there was like a big place with like a gift shop.
Jack found the pizza shop.
I heard pizza was popular.
Yeah.
Ice cream. Yeah. Yeah, the day that my son finally said, "Oh, you want to go together do stuff?" I was like, "Sure." And there was 2 ice cream vendors, and we get in line, and he goes, "No, we got to go to the other one." And I'm like, "Why go? You know, she's got a short line over here." And he goes, "No, but she's cute and nicer to talk to." I'm like, "That's why she's got the longer line." Yeah. Many opportunities.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys, appreciate it. So again, like I said, this is a unique opportunity for our scouts to be able to do. Not too many people get an opportunity to go back and travel like this with a bunch of their friends and cross country and spend 10 days out in the remote wilderness of, not really that remote, but it is a lot of fun.
And they have the opportunity to make friends that they'll have forever. I still communicate with guys that were on the Jamboree Journal together from '73. We still communicate, so it's a great opportunity. I think it's one of the best that we have in scouting.
And you never know when you're gonna run into somebody else who's in the same Jamboree as you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, Thursday night, there's guys at the same Jamboree I was at.
Yeah.
73.
As a scout, you get, depending on age and when you come in, you either get 1 or 2 scouts for that.
Yeah.
So I've got one son that'll get 2 opportunities, and the other one's only gonna get 1 to go. So, trying to take advantage of it.
Did Charlie tell his big zip story?
No.
He was the youngest scout in the troop, and each troop gets a token for the big zip. It's a mile-long zip line that ends over a lake. And somehow in the lottery, he got the token for the big zip. So the older scouts were trying to tell him that he didn't weigh enough to ride. And they're like, "You should give me your token because you don't weigh enough." And he held on to it, and we told him just put all your water bottles in your backpack.
Yes,
You'll make it. He was able to ride it, and I think that's one of his favorite memories, is being able to ride the big
So
zip.
then the bigger question would be, will David weigh enough?
We can put Bronx in his
With
pocket.
that.
If he gets the token, we'll make it work. I'll strap him to my back.
Clothes, yeah.
So it's just once in a lifetime opportunities like that, even if they're young. I think Charlie had a great time.
Yeah, that would have been Woodley Bridge.
The year after,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ages 12 to 17 and 3/4.
And he was 13, and it was also a big motivator for him to get to first class. First class.
Any other questions? Okay, well, if you have any, you can always reach out to, us either through the website, you know most of us, or all of us, so you can find us. Or you can stop by the scout shop and talk to Pete, shoot him an email.
Or you can send an email to jamboree@vhcbsa.org.
So we're gonna show a quick video, it's only like 3.5 hours. Just kind of highlights. Oh, and if you want to go to the Jamboree website itself, there is a Jamboree website that has a whole bunch of videos, and they're basically, it's a vignette shot from the perspective of a scout in an area. So if you want to see more about the BMX or the mountain biking or the rock climbing, you can go and check out those particular areas.
And they do update that site relatively often as they add more activities and they schedule, they know for certain which activities will be where and all that fun stuff. They add, the Jamboree site will add information and those perspective videos.
And so this first video is actually from the Jamboree site.
If you like having fun, and if you like adventure and trying new things, the Jamboree is the best place to do it.
Go hard, yeah, fighting through the fear, the blood, the sweat, the tears. Go hard, pushing through the pain, it's ours for the taking.
If you're deciding to come to the Jamboree, it's awesome.
You get to do stuff like this. It is such a great experience for anyone who wants to get outside and do stuff.
Everybody seems to come off smiling. Out there like, yeah, this is awesome.
If you're coming to Jamboree and you want high up in the air, fun, while testing yourself, go to the ropes course.
If you're going to come to the Jamboree, I recommend the skate park 100%.
If you have the opportunity to go to 2021 Jamboree, definitely go. It's the chance of a lifetime.
Go hard, yeah, fighting through the fear, the blood, the sweat, the tears. Go hard, pushing through the pain, it's ours for the taking. Here we go, 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 here we go. Go hard, yeah, fighting through the fear, the blood, the sweat, the tears. Go hard, pushing through the pain, it's ours for the taking. Here we go, 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 here we go. Go hard, pushing through the pain, it's ours for the taking. Go hard.
Yeah, so again, if any questions or anything comes up between now and before we go or when you sign up, let us know. We're here to answer questions, resolve issues, help out, inspire scouts.
Still probably the best fireworks show I've ever seen. You look at two sides.
Nice.
It was slow green.
So I think the best fireworks my kids ever saw was when they were at Camp Fiesta Island. Camp Fiesta Island. It was the year of the Big Bang. So if you're not familiar with that, what happens is there's supposed to be like 3 or 4 barges out in the bay launching fireworks independently. There's a computer glitch. They fired them all in 3 seconds.
Oh, wow. That's like a
3 barges full of fireworks go up, boom.
Wow.
That's cool opening. But that was it.
That was beginning, middle, end, and finale.
Yeah, about 3 to 5 seconds left on the fireworks. Somebody forgot to check
Oh my
the
god,
time.
I was like, yeah. Nobody tapped it.
Fired them all. But yeah, but you're right, it was a great fireworks show, just a lot of fun. Just an incredible experience. I cannot stress that enough. All right, you excited, Matthew?
I'm sure
Yeah, really, it's like, well, it's Saturday morning, you know.
It's early.
Did your boys go to Gettysburg at all?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jake was like the tour guide narrator, because he's a history
Oh,
buff.
is it?
So
Okay.
he was
Yeah.
telling all the scouts of all about the history of Gettysburg.
So he'll be applying to go the next year to be our tour guide?
He would love to go.
Yeah.
There is fundraising.
Think you'll be going there again,
I don't know if that was on the schedule this time or not. Gettysburg. It was proposed, so.
Yeah.
A little further around.
And Hershey was on.
Yeah, we're gonna skip
Yeah.
that. We're gonna skip the amusement parks. We found that, yeah, amusement parks are fun, but we can go to, well, hopefully we can go to Disneyland and Magic Mountain, and that's very fun. We have our own amusement parks locally, so it doesn't make much sense to try to hit one on the East Coast. I know when we went back, we did that one day, and we went to Busch Gardens, and it's like, all right, I'd rather go out and see stuff than this.
But you're rare. Just remember you're rare. You need a break from history too.
Yes.
So that's why they charge.
There is on, I believe, on the first night when we arrived, I think we were gonna go bowling. So, after we left camp, well, the first night was arrived, check in the hotel, we're gonna go bowling that night, just to kind of chill out, decompress.
Oh, updated? Okay.
All right, we good? All right, like I said, anything comes up, let us know.
Yeah, please.
You know where to find us.
Yeah.
And I know Luis was working on a questions and answers. Are we gonna post that?
We'll post it when it's ready, yeah.
Frequently asked questions and answers.
Luis, that's Luis, he's worked on
We're here, just, you know, ask us your questions, that'll be helpful, because then we'll be ready for all the next groups as they sign up.
So how many signed on so far?
Last time I looked, there was what, 6?
Last time we had 8 paid registrants, but overall I think we had like 12 or
that.
14.
And 2 troops, or is that just the boys?
Including everything.
Okay.
And the boys trip will fill up really quickly, I think, this time. The girls trip, there's time, but if the boys should sign up as soon as they can.
There will be a waiting list, that one, yeah, that one I don't think will, that, we'll have open spots within a short amount of time. Girls, it'll take a little bit longer to fill their troops, but yeah.
And we will, after these 2 initial meetings, we're gonna start scheduling the visits to all the different troops. So we'll be doing this short sales pitch with one of the short videos to each of the troops and say, hey guys, here's your opportunity, don't miss out, please sign up, get the word out there. We would really like to get as many of the scouts signed up as early as possible, so when we have those first couple of troop meetings, we can start to gather them and say, hey, these are the scouts going, if you wanna hold one of the elected positions, this is the group that you're gonna choose from. Those scouts coming in later won't have those same opportunities to be elected in those, because we need to form early so they can start taking on those leadership roles.
That was a unique experience too. Very different from even working within your normal trip.
Yes.
And it broadens your circles.
Yeah.
Another group of friends that you know.
I was very lucky, I had an incredible senior patrol leader. It's amazing, you keep hoping that the kids will elect because I was watching who I wanted to pick, and when we had the election, it's like the kids picked who I wanted, it was like, oh my God.
You're further.
But we were the night we stayed at the hotel in Gettysburg, he came up to me and goes, Mr. Potter, can we stay up a little bit later? And I'm like, well, what do you want to do? And he goes, oh, we're going to wash our uniforms, and the machines are right across from our room. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Will you be doing everybody's? Can you
Yeah,
take
can you?
one?
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why we send them back with 3 uniforms too, is that they'll learn how to wash in a bucket. They can.
And we do have the most amazing soap that I will be taking with us. It's Jamaican blue soap. My sister takes it for my niece's softball games, and my niece likes to slide. And she embeds the dirt into her white uniforms. And my sister washes it every night after the game for every tournament, and it sparkles in the morning. It's quite impressive. Yes. It may or may not remove some of the color from the numbers, from her number, but the white is clean. So we'll be taking that back with us. That's what we use
So
for,
they'll learn all these unique skills. All right. Well, that's it. Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all coming down.